I'm not sure of my guess. I'm not sure of my guess. I don't know what movie you'll get. Yes, I'll do just that. This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network. Port Harcourt Division of the Federal High Court has ruled that the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party has the right to appoint legal counsel for themselves without interference from the national legal advisors of the party. This follows a suit brought before the presiding judge, Mohammed Obili, by the national legal advisor of the PDP, challenging the authority. Cocoa farmers operating within the Abiakim Waterfall community and Abonintak government-owned cocoa estate in the Oetong local government area of Cross River State. Abuliko has alleged that his business rival Asu Njo has a fair knowledge of the whereabouts of his 24-year-old worker, simply known as Mike. Liko also alleged that in the Oboninta cocoa estate, which has stormed the cocoa plantation, also had a hand in the disappearance of his worker. Leko disclosed this, that the task force has bundled 3 of his workers and dumped them in the Ecom area police command police cell. Leko now wanted both his business rival uncle and the task force to produce his workers. Reacting to the allegation, Asun Jones said that saw 2 of their boys in their cocoa farm and they arrested them and handed them over to the police for stealing our cocoa, noting that they are living at Okundi, but they caused them rights on their farms and handed them over to the police. Commander of Ecom Area Command Akanmo Frank also confirmed that the 2 were in their custody. Analysts have emphasized on the need for grassroots engagement as is concerned the distribution of palliatives across the country. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Blowout, a socio-political analyst Magnus Edor said grassroots engagement is key for safety of distribution as its mayor.
Palliative, I must say that it is good for all stakeholders to be involved. If all stakeholders are involved, that community where this incident happened, have they actually been given any palliative whatsoever before talking of other?
Meanwhile, Magnus Edo advised on proper planning and logistics. This is coming after hook-long numbering over 100.
The driver was saying that even though that the boot opened and some started dropping on the road, that means the vehicle was not roadworthy to start with, because if it is a moving vehicle, I don't think the statement talked about blocking the road. No, and some palliative depends on the distance. They attach police officers to.
This is coming after hoodlums numbering over 100 have attacked a bus loaded with palliatives belonging to Nigerian Union of Journalists across Cross River State Council. There was a pandemonium in Ojiowari, North local government area of Imo State, when unknown gunmen killed a young man. This incident occurred barely 24 hours after 4 police officers at a point of sale operators were killed in Irete, Owerri, West LGA of the state. It was gathered that the gunmen who shot sporadically into the air while heading to Owerri Enugu Road also burned the Imo State Government Waste Management Agency vehicle at Nkoriji Market in Owerri North local government area. Eyewitness accounts revealed that the gunmen were shouting, "Stay in your homes, don't come out during the sit at home if you value your lives." The traders and buyers were said to have scammed for safety, abandoning their fares and vehicles as they ran for their lives. Reacting, the state's police public relations officer Henry Okoye stressed that police operatives has been massively deployed to Oji, adding that the situation is under control and that the miscreants responsible for the attack will certainly be brought to book. Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwoferu has urged the youth of the state to join the planned nationwide hunger protest slotted for August 1st. Nwoferu disclosed this at the Stakeholders Youth Engagement Summit held at the Christian Numerical Center in Abakaliki. The governor said his administration is committed to creating an enabling environment that allows the youth to thrive. He explained that his administration recognizes the importance of youth development and is working tirelessly to provide opportunities for education, skills acquisition, and entrepreneurship. He said, "I am aware of the planned protests against hunger and bad governance should take place across the country, including Ebonyi State. While I understand the reason and concern that have led to this call to action, I strongly urge you all to refrain from participating in this protest." Nwoferu informed the youth that most of the youth empowerment beneficiaries who got 2 million naira each are doing very well in their respective businesses, noting that another batch of the youth will soon get their money. Ondo State Police Command has commenced investigation into the death of 54-year-old Olakunbi Adena, who was found dead in a residence located at Oda Road area of Okure in the state capital. ATN gathered that the deceased's lifeless body was found on a bed in a pool of blood on Sunday, indicating that she was murdered. It was also learned that the deceased a few days earlier entertained guests which she celebrated her 54th birthday. According to the source in the area, the deceased, who had 2 kids, was held healthy with no sign of illness before an untimely death. Speaking on the incident, the deceased husband, Dele Adene, said the news of his wife's dismiss came as a rude shock, but he expressed disappointment in the police for not arresting anybody yet in connection with the incident. Similarly, the deceased's daughter, Tejumede, said it was one of the uncles that called on the telephone to inform her that what happened to the mother. When contacted on a cell phone, the police public relations officer SP Fumilayo Odolami confirmed the incident, as she said the incident by the command into the case has commenced and the remains of the deceased has been deposited at the mortuary in Akure. Management of the University of Lagos has postponed its ongoing 2023-2024 second semester examination due to the planned nationwide protest from Thursday to August 1st. The head of the communication unit of the institution, Adejoke Alaga Ibrahim, disclosed this in a statement issued in Lagos. Alaga Ibrahim said all examinations scheduled for Thursday and Friday had been postponed till further notice. She said the management had put in place precautionary measures to ensure the safety, security, and well-being of staffs in 3 campuses of the university. Lagos State government has deployed men of the Rapid Response Squad to the street ahead of the nationwide hunger and hardship protest bell to commence on August 1st. The heavy presence of police officers of the PRLAs and task force were seen on streets around the state and they engaged in patrol exercises. ATN gathered that the operation took off from Asua, Ikeja through the old toll gate, Ojata, Ogundu, and Iyana Owororo to the 3rd Midland Bridge exit. Some officers were also seen marching through Lekki Street to the Lekki Tollgate area. This is as the Secretary of the State Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, on Wednesday called on Nigerians not to embark on the economic crisis in the land. Akume, who made the call during a press briefing in Abuja, said President Bola's administration is making concerted efforts to solve the main of challenges confronting the nation. Former Deputy Vice Chancellor of Ekiti State University, Ado-Ekiti, Professor Olurufemi Olafe, who was kidnapped on 9 July, is dead. According to the source, the body of the 79-year-old retired university teacher was discovered in a shallow grave in a remote area. However, it remained unclear whether his body was due to natural cause related to his age or if he was murdered by his kidnappers. The retired Don was kidnapped from his house alongside the security guard on 9 July over 3 weeks ago. Driven away in his car when the police said they recovered days after the kidnapping incidents. Some say that the killers initially demanded a 50 million naira ransom and later remanded him to Communicado. The commissioner of the police, Ekiti State Command, Aderini Adewale, who confirmed Olofe's death, said, yes, the professor has been found dead and are doing everything possible to exhume the body for burial. However, he said the commands have arrested many people and that the circumstances surrounding the incident look suspicious of insider involvement. Ogun State High Court has ordered the sponsors of the End Bad Governance in the Nigerian protest to limit their activities to 4 locations in the state. The court also restricted the time frame of the protest to between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., granting an application moved by the State Attorney General and Justice Oluwasina Ogunbade, Justice Olubayega Ogunfewo, had directed that End Bad Governance Nigeria slogans or any other slogan from 1st August 2024 to 10th August 2024 must be limited in place and time. The judge prohibited the protesters from protesting anywhere in the state except at MCO Stadium, Abeokuta, Asara Amdan, Comprehensive Remo Divisional High School, Sagamo, and Ipo Dynasty Ijabu Ode. The Attorney General said the 4 locations are across the 4 divisions of the state in the 3 senatorial districts, allowing protesters in those vicinities to conveniently participate in protection that applies to any non-protesting members of the public. The judge in his ruling also prohibited any protests from taking place outside the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The judge further directed the Commissioner of Police in Ogun State to enforce the order and ensure that the protests are held only in the specific location in the period stated in the state in order. The judge declared that order would last for 7 days and ordered the state to serve the applicants on notice within that period. Justice Olubayega Ofunwora shortened the time for the protesters to respond to the application to 72 hours. The case was adjourned to 6 August 2024. Kano State Independent Electoral Commission has 34 promising to conduct free and fair elections without external influences. Within the election guidelines, the chairman of the commission, Professor Sani Lawan Malufashi, said the notification of the election will be issued on November 15. Nominations forms will be available from October 1st to October 11, with submission of the forms due to October 84. He noted that the screening of the candidates will take place from October 18 to October of eligible candidates will be released on October 24. The elections will follow thereafter. Professor Malfanshi noted that the elections have been conducted following a Supreme Court judgment granting financial autonomy to local government, and the conduct will be in accordance with the law. Professor Mufashai also announced that candidates are barred from placing their posters on places of worship, schools, and Anyone violating these rules will be punished. The Commission suspects all 90 parties to participate, noting the importance of security. Added that the Commission will work closely with security agencies to ensure a peaceful election. Kano, with 44 local governments and over 7 million voters, presents significant security challenge, particularly in light of current economic difficulties. The Commission will recruit about 13,000 to manage 11,000 polling units. Label. The inauguration ceremony conducted by the Deputy Governor Aminu Gwazo on behalf of the Kano State Governor emphasized the committee's responsibility to deliver a practical plans for immediate implementation. Gwazo noted that the welfare of the workers is a top priority for the administrations. He further assured the workers of Kano State of the government's commitment to their well-being. We understand the importance of the fair wage is improving the quality of life for our workers and their families. This new wage will not only uplift individuals' livelihood but also contribute significantly to the economic growth of a committee chaired by civil service has been given 3 weeks to submit its recommendations. The prominent state officials and representatives from various sectors, Halu Osman Bala Mohammed, expressed his gratitude for the trust placed in the committee. We are dedicated to formulating a plan that is both effective and sustainable. Our goal is to ensure that the new minimum wage benefits all workers and support the broader objective of the state government. The committee's recommendations will play a crucial role in guiding the state's actions as the deadline approaches. There is anticipations and hope among the workers of Kano State for positive change that the new minimum wage promises to bring. Bauchi State government has concluded plans to habitation of the National Youth Service Corps camp in Walio village, Gwanjawa State. This decision was disclosed by the state governor, Senator Bala Mohammed, during a facility tour to assist the condition camp. House visits revealed the day set of the camp, which has been in disrepair for some time. The governor expressed concern over the inadequate facilities and infrastructures which have hindered the smooth operation of the NYC programs in the state. He emphasized the importance of the NYC scheme in promoting national unity and development. The rehabilitation of the camp is crucial in providing a conducive environment for corps members to undergo their orientation and training. The governor said that the rehabilitation of the camp is part of the state government's effort to improve the welfare of corps members and support the NYSC scheme as well as youth development and national service. On her part, the state coordinator of the scheme referred to Daniel in Mark opined that the rehabilitation of the camp would not only benefit corps members but also contribute to the economic growth of the local community, as the project will create jobs, stimulate local economic activities and enhance the overall development of the area. Federal Capital Territory Administration has placed economic and security values on the 25 kilometers Yebo-Kwaita Road as well as the 11 kilometer Yangoji Sukuku Ebo Road, both in Okwali Area Council of the FCT. Speaking with the newsmen during the inspection exercise, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Yesom Wike, said the pace and quality of work on the road project is commendable, stressing that the road, when completed, would not only provide access to the farmlands in the rural areas, but also improve transportation in the remote parts of the FCT, thereby increase agricultural products.
providing infrastructure in the city, we must also provide the same infrastructure. I see. Today, this is the second road we are visiting. Where the area council is concerned. Where we are standing now is 11-kilometer road. You can imagine the impact this road will have when it is completed in December this year. Where we are coming from now, you can see 5 kilometers. And you can tell the people are happy. That's the essence of the deed. That is why we are saying that people should be patient with the government. While the government is doing everything to reduce the level of hunger, government is also providing basic infrastructure that will improve the economy of our country. So we're happy. I mean, it's to tell some Nigerians who do not understand and who just have not had the opportunity to ask what is happening. If you come to FCT, you appreciate the fact that FCT is working.
Speaking on security, the minister said security is a duty of everything body in the community, while government provide logistics to help its action, commending the local vigilante group who have dedicated themselves in the fight of insecurity.
Confronting the kidnappers and rescuing these 5 of these victims from Kuje area. I commend them, and we have promised them that I'm going to give them all the necessary logistic support. Like for one open vehicle, which we are going to give them regular support today, and we're giving them some finances to see that they support themselves. That is what is required, and I thank them so much. And to the general population of the city, we will not rest on our oars. We will continue to do the best to make sure they sleep with their eyes closed. That is our promise to them. Because security is one of the key areas of the President's agenda. It cannot be completely eliminated in one day. It is a continuous process. So they should have hope in that we will satisfy them.
Well done. Gombe State Governor Iyowa Iyahaya says his administration cannot pay the new national minimum wage of 70,000. Iyahaya, who chaired the North Governor Forums, speak at a meeting with labor leaders, civil society organizations and traders associations at the government house in Gombe ahead of the planned nationwide protest. He said Gombe State in limited allocation for the federal account makes it impossible to implement the increased wage package. This despite the fact that the federal allocation to Gombe and all other states have been increased since President Bola Tinubu announced the removal of petrol subsidies. He said even the previous minimum wage of 30,000 was a struggle for many state governments to implement. The governor also said Gombe State has yet to receive the promised 20 trucks of rice from the federal government intended to alleviate the sufferings of the citizens. Mr. Yahaya also said the state received only 2 billion naira contrary to the 5 billion palliatives allegedly given to states by the federal government. The governor attributed last year's fuel subsidy removal, which exacerbated Nigerians' hardship, to the decision initiated by the former President Muhammadu Buhari and announced by President Bola Tinubu. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Platoon Men says it will threat anyone withering with weapons as a criminal during the planned nationwide protest. And as CDC commandant in the state, Alexander Berenda, said this while addressing officers and men of the command in Just. Burundi, who expressed the rights of citizens to protest against government's policies, however, called on the organizers not to give room for mischief makers to unleash anarchy on the society. He warned that anyone caught hiding under the protest to loot or destroy critical national and private assets would not be spared. Burundi charged officers and men of the corps to respect the rules of law, adhere to ethical standards, and observe human dignity while engaging the protesters. 2,000 personnel of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Kaduna State Command have been deployed to protect lives, property, and critical assets during the planned nationwide protest. The state commandant of the Corps, Lucy Fakoye, discloses while addressing officers and men of the command in Kaduna. Fakoye explained the divisional officers have already been briefed on the development of the personnel to protect the assets against all forms of dangers by hoodlums. He said the state command will not tolerate the breakdown of law and order because any person will be in his or herself to blame. Fakoye called on community head to caution their words against unruly behaviors during the protest. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this break.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe.
Welcome back. This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network. Senate has amended the 2 trillion naira for the fiscal year 2024. The Senate reversed its resolution on the Appropriation Act amendment from July 23, 2024 during an emergency session held on July 24, 2024. This action followed the discovery of illegal issues by the Directorate of Legal Services. The Senate said clauses 1, 13 and 14 of the bill, as well as the long title and explanatory memorandum, required revision to accurately reflect the Act's intent, stressing that the proponent of the motion emphasized the necessity for revising the sections in accordance with legislative procedures, and the bill was reviewed by the Committee of Supply.
A bill for an act to repeal and reenact the Appropriation Act 2024 and to authorize the issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 35 trillion 55 billion, while the sum of 13 trillion 773 billion 275 million 994,384 naira is for contribution to the Development Fund for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st day of December 2024. Third reading taken and passed.
During the emergency session, lawmakers also considered and passed a bill to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act and increase the Central Bank of Nigeria's total advance to the federal government from 5% to the maximum of 10%, among others related matters. The bill initially gazetted for phase reading was given expedited.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria's Act Cap C4, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2000.